fantasy show, so we've given our initial takes. On today's DNVR Broncos podcast, we are talking about Dre Greenlaw's suspension. He is appealing, and does he have a chance to win? We know the real reason why he was so upset at the ref. Plus, we're talking about, should Sean Payton give up play calling duties? He says no. We give our take after this, and then we're breaking down where the Broncos are in the AFC, and it all starts now. Not, at least as of now, and we're going to talk about it on the DNVR Broncos podcast, live from the Twitter Lounge, driven by your local Front Range Store Resorts, presented by Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. Deposit $10, place a $5 bet, and you are going to have $200 in bonus bets in your account. Welcome back, Ryan. As Henry rocking and rolling with you. We got you here, and Zach with you. Welcome back.
Great to be back. Clearly still impacted by the jet lag, as I just forgot to bring my phone to work today, which is really important in our line of work.
Very, very important.
Yes.
I'll make sure no Broncos news or Buffs news happens during this time.
Sounds great, but the side effect is I'll probably be really locked in on this show.
That's true. That's very true.
Fun. Yeah.
Should we all just go phoneless? Actually, we can't, because we got to do ad reads.
Shut your phones.
Yeah.
Ads from the top of the dome.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
We wouldn't even know what the first one is.
No.
It's not in there yet.
But in the next 10 minutes, somebody will put that in there for us.
We'll get that. Well, welcome back. How was the trip?
It was great.
So you went even further north, right?
Yeah, I went to Edinburgh and Scotland, played some golf, saw a castle.
Did you go in the castle?
Went in the castle.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, it was sick. It was actually considerably cooler than the Tower of London.
I believe it. I was reading through last night the entire history of that castle on Wikipedia. Long history.
Yeah.
Only got through like the mid 1600s. Some crazy stuff.
My favorite part was when there was like a 7-year-old king.
Yeah.
Who
And then they brought like the other kids in and they like killed the other kids.
Yeah.
Insane stuff.
Oh
It was
my
wild. So I did
gosh.
that.
A lot of kid murder.
Played golf, which was just remarkable.
Do they all look like St. Andrews out there?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the place I went to was like a little hidden gem. It had some good reviews, but like not a lot. And I was just like, well, like I'm not here for like a golf trip. I just want to play golf. This one's close. And we went there, and like the way that all of the people that are like members of that course talk about it is like the way that people would talk about like the best course in Colorado. You know, like it just means so much to them. They're like, this is our little spot.
Yeah.
They were telling me that they had to raise the prices on the golf course because they weren't getting enough tourism. Like tourists were coming and they're like, it's too cheap. There's no way that could be good.
Right.
Wow.
So they essentially like doubled the price, which was still pretty affordable, just to get people to think like, oh, it must be a nice course.
It really is crazy how the value of $1 like means a lot in terms of like if something is great but cheap, some people will overlook it.
Yeah.
I'm in the market for a robot vacuum. And I'm only looking for ones that say that they cost $1,000 but are discounted to like $400. That's the only thing I'm interested in.
It's like
See, sales are important.
Exactly.
Henry.
there's like this there's a sushi restaurant by my house that has a big sign on the window that says 40% off all rolls all day, every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was
what a
like, no,
deal.
that's just your price.
Right.
Those ones make me a little skeptical. All right, so welcome back, Ryan. And unfortunately, with the return of you is the loss of Dre Greenlaw, because he was suspended for a game yesterday. Not for long. I like that a lot. Henry and I did an emergency show, but if you missed that, here's exactly what the NFL said he was suspended for. We also have video courtesy of Alex Wilcox TV, so shout out for that. The NFL said he was suspended for unsportsmanlike conduct following Sunday's game against the Giants. It was a violation of Rule 12, Section 3, Article 1B, which prohibits the the, quote, use of abusive, threatening, or insulting language or gestures to opponents, teammates, officials, or representatives of the league. And, quote, after the conclusion of the Broncos-Giants game, Greenlaw chased after referee Brad Allen and verbally threatened him as he tried to leave the field. So that is what you're able to see in this video. Pretty incredible shot right here that we get. So right after Will Lutz's game-winning field goal, you see the players storm the field, then Brad Allen kind of runs away. Greenlaw chases him. Looks like he's 2 feet away from him the entire time. Brad Allen actually throws a flag. The game was over. Maybe you have to do that if you want to eject or suspend someone later in the process. I don't know about that. Q Robinson, shout out to Q for a rookie to kind of have the heads up of like, uh-oh, he's hot. Let me go follow him and kind of take him away. So that's the concrete evidence that we know right now.
Yeah, so what we've learned is not only does Brad Allen suck at his job, but he's soft and a snitch.
Right.
I mean, how much lower can you get? Like, this stuff happens every week. Usually it's from the losing team who's yelling at the ref as they're going off the field. It's the coach, it's a player, it's an owner or a GM. These refs, they're going to get yelled at after games. What made this any different?
He said something really bad. That's it. And that's
wait till you see my show with Akib from today.
Oh man, I cannot wait.
Have you ever heard the story of when Pop Warner went to Montana?
No.
Well, Pop Warner was coaching Iowa State at the time, and so he thought he'd schedule a nice, easy win. And so they scheduled the Butte Athletic Club, just a bunch of minors and stuff, and said like, oh, this will be an easy win to start the season. They go up there, and the sidelines are just packed with all like the crazy minors. And every time the refs threw a flag against the Butte Athletic Club, they started shooting their guns up in the air.
Oh my god!
So the entirety, whenever they do something, it's like bang, 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 everybody's just shooting their guns. And eventually, that softy Pop Warner called the game off, and the Butte Athletic Club won 12-10, historic win.
Really put the pop.
So
in
that's
Pop
again,
Warner.
that's the kind of thing where like, guess who got suspended from that one? Nobody got suspended.
Wow.
But here we're suspending somebody.
Well, didn't you say they didn't come back?
No, they weren't welcome back.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean they were suspended.
Yeah,
So-
sure.
I take it you know what Dre Greenlaw is alleged to have said?
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly what he said, but I have heard from people that aren't soft that what he said was pretty intense. So I take them for their word there. But and as we see in the Toyota chat, a thing that went very viral after this video came out was it looks like Brad Allen pushes Justin Strnad after this, and then that sets Dre Greenlaw off. That's a working theory on the internet. It's really gone viral. It's going viral in the Toyota chat right now. That's not why.
Well, hold on. This is a great case for Dre Greenlaw to bring to the NFL. I stand by it.
Yeah, well, that's not the case. I don't think that's what he's going to bring to the NFL, but after talking to multiple sources that are very close to this situation, Dre was just absolutely fed up, just like the rest of Broncos country was, with the way this game was officiated. And even after the Broncos won, he was so frustrated, I think he wanted to let Brad Allen hear it. And there's so many reasons to be frustrated with the officiating. You have the 12 penalties for 120-something yards. Obviously, the Broncos, at some point, you have to take accountability for that in some respect. But on top of that, the pass interference penalty by Riley Moss, that was beyond terrible. I know that got the defense pretty fired up. How about the Pat Surtain offsides that was called? Sean Payton even said, I can't criticize officials, but I can say that they were wrong or disagree with them. He was very wrong on that. 7 penalties.
You can disagree with them. You can't say they're wrong.
Correct. Yes.
Saying they're wrong is criticizing them.
Yes, okay, that's it. You can disagree. Yeah, that's what Sean said. You can disagree with them. 7 Broncos penalties gave the Giants first downs, and there's so many penalties that were missed by the Giants too. So from my understanding, and I feel very confident saying this, the Justin Strnad thing didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, it should. And if I'm Dre Greenlaw, that's what I'm bringing to the NFL is, hey, he shoved my teammate, and I ran after him saying, don't ever, put your hands on him or I'll put my hands on you.
Right. Well, I guess like typically the law is like if somebody attacks you, you can fight back, and you're kind of like it changes by state, but if you fight back with like equal or lesser force, you're generally good. So like
Lesser
somebody
force.
brings a knife, you have a knife, fair. They shoot you, you shoot back, generally fair. They shoot you, you have a knife, generally fair because that's less.
Yeah.
So
if they have a knife
there's a
and you have
shove
gun,
and you yell, that's less.
right?
But
Seems fair to me.
Isn't what officials always kind of go off of is you miss the first one, you always get the second one.
Yeah.
The
But are we
officials-
going with
the NFL missed Brad Allen's shove there, and they're getting Dre Greenlaw,
But like, are we going with just a he said, she said here?
and that's the tough thing.
Because he can say, "Oh, Dre Greenlaw came up to me and said I'll kill you," and Dre Greenlaw can say like, "No, I said I'll spill you."
Yeah, well, and here's the one interesting thing.
Might be worse. A little more graphic.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Officials are mic'd up during games for, because they have access to like talk. And I wonder if those are always going, just not always broadcasted. So there might actually be hard evidence to this. But otherwise, Ryan, you're right. It is he says, she said.
I'll beat your ass. No, I said I'll cut your grass.
Right. I'll weed your grass.
Another thing with this is typically the NFL in their appeals process, which Dre Greenlaw is appealing, it takes about 24 hours from now for that process to go through. So we'll know in the next 48 hours at latest. The Broncos will know whether to game plan with him or without him for the most part. If you have prior incidences, then they're not going to drop the appeal. They're going to uphold it. Dre Greenlaw has never been suspended. He's been ejected for a helmet-to-helmet hit once, and then was fined $10,000 after. This is not the same thing. Like, they're calling it both unsportsmanlike conduct, so maybe that's what they go off and they uphold it. But I would think that he would be given the benefit of the doubt here and said, this is your first one of acting like this, so we'll just fine you a crap ton. And right now, his game fine is $190,000. Plus, he misses, I think, $90,000 in a roster bonus. So that's about over $250,000. Maybe they just fine him $150,000, say you can play this week, and I'm sure Dre would take that.
Yeah. The ultimate spin zone silver lining look at this is actually a take that Akib had on our show, which you should watch, No Lie Zone,
yes.
with Akib Talib and me. And he said, maybe this is good. Like, he was clearly on a snap count, goes out there, gets a little run. Now he gets a week to rest and recover, and then he can come back a week after that.
That is a good spin zone. I like that.
It's like load management, NFL style.
The only thing is Henry keeps pointing out that Dre didn't play in the second half. So didn't he already have that load management?
Or was he already banged up again?
That's the scary thing to think about.
Yeah.
Split the snaps in the first half and then second half. Somebody said
he looked pretty good running after Brad Allen right there.
Good.
he sure did. He sure did. But I mean, I don't know. Somebody online said that he said at his locker after the game that was always the plan, that 20 snaps was always the plan. I have dug. I wasn't in there. I don't know, but I can't find anybody who said that was the case or where that was reported.
They did. I want to say they said on the broadcast that he was on a snap count.
Yes.
But not.
Right.
He is on.
But that was,
yeah,
I
was on
assume
snap
that
count.
was like he takes the 21 snaps in the first half, Sternad takes the 16. Like that to me is a snap count. You rarely see like, oh, we're holding him out the second half.
And it would be pretty poor management of the snaps if you didn't have him in the second half.
Absolutely.
That it doesn't make
Very
sense
strange.
to do a 1/2 snap count and then just hold him out the other half.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
There are a lot of things that Sean does though. Like it makes no sense to play a game after you come back from London instead of having a bye.
Well,
like there's a lot of
he
those.
actually says that does make sense though, because
Right.
teams that come back have like a better record than
Oh,
not.
absolutely. He always
So, I mean,
has
there's
like
sense
his
there to
backing,
that.
but I'm sure that he has like some study that's the same thing where it's like, yeah, you're better off getting it all out at once and then holding it out the second half. Like I have a feeling that's what he's going to say tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe. So, guys, whether the Broncos do or don't have Dre Greenlaw, how should they handle this inside linebacker spot moving forward? Because Justin Sternad made the play of the game, and Alex Singleton might
it.
have exactly caused it. Let's talk about this after I give a shout out to our friends over at Ent Credit Union. We're Broncos Country. This one is for you. If you want to bank like a Bronco, you have to be a member of Ent Credit Union, because not only can you get the Broncos debit account with Bo Nix and his signature on it, but there's so many other perks for Broncos Country, including every 15 swipes on your Broncos checking debit card enters you a chance to win home game tickets. Look, we're all buying stuff every single day. You swipe your card tons of times every single month. every 15 swipes, you're going to get another chance to earn tickets to a Broncos game. Plus, once you're at that Broncos game, you're getting 10% off food and gear on game days at Empower Field at Mile High. Again, you're already going to be buying this stuff. Might as well get 10% off with that Ent Broncos debit card. And you can get the Bo Nix card right now. There's no surprise fees. This is a great card from our friends over at Ent Credit Union. So if you want to bank like a Bronco, head over to Ent Credit Union at ent.com/DNVR. That's ent.com/DNVR to learn more. Insured by NCUA. Membership required. Account requires associated Ent Broncos debit card.
And how about game time?
All right.
Yeah, how about game time? Game time
Goated.
is right. It's always game time over at Game Time. As they say, I'm going to the Nuggets game on Saturday with my mom and her friends, which will be interesting. It's the first Nuggets game of the year.
Nice.
We searched around at what
First home game.
First home game. Yes.
Heck yes.
We searched around, of course, just to see, because when you buy 5 tickets and you want good seats, like, it feels like you have to shop around. But then once again, we saved like $50 a piece by just going with Game Time.
Yep.
Like, that's just how it goes. And so now I'm back to, you don't even have to check. Game Time is the best. Always 100% authentic tickets. Fleet fees are always included, so you know exactly what you're going to pay. They show it all on the map, so you just look at the map and say, I want to be here, I want to be there, with all the prices popped up. Super good deals. You can wait until closer to the game. Generally get better deals by doing that. They have the views from the seat, the low price guarantee, so they'll give you 110% of the difference if you find the ticket somewhere else for cheaper. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
And shout out to our presenting sponsor, Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. Place a $5 bet after depositing $10. Boom, $200 in bonus bets in your account. We shout out to everyone that's tuning in with us on live with the Twitter chat. Hit us with a thumbs up. If you're tuning in later, let us know your thoughts on everything we're talking about below. And we have a person in the Twitter chat that says, have they talked about Dre yet? Yeah,
Sure
we did not forget about Dre.
One last thing I have to say, I just can't believe that Brad Allen went and called the NFL police after that and was he said something really mean to me.
Yeah.
It's
It's
exactly what happened.
That's crazy.
But the thing is, there's nothing the refs like more than the rules. Like, that's just like their whole thing. They love the opportunity. Like, he was so hyped to throw that flag, even though it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
When the football game, in life, throwing a yellow flag means nothing. Like, you can't just get upset with somebody on Colfax and be like, oh, ha ha ha, gotcha.
It'd be pretty funny though.
It would, assuming you weren't being threatened for real, it's not bailing you out of anything. But no, because the refs, they just love throwing the flags, and it doesn't matter. Once the clock is at 0, it just doesn't matter.
See, that's kind of funny to hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't do anything. Like, we don't go and call the police.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Also, really, really quick, guys. Yeah, that throw a flag on that one.
Yeah.
You hear, throw a flag on yourself. Also, guys, really quick, before we get into more of this inside linebacker conversation, I have to give a massive, massive shout out to one of our everyday followers. Wyoming Bronco told us yesterday that he was going to donate $100 for every point the Broncos scored in the fourth quarter of this past game to St. Jude's Foundation up in Wyoming. He did that. He sent us this earlier today, $3,305, which is so cool to an awesome cause, regardless of what it is. But then look at what's circled right there. He put it in honor of the DNVR Broncos podcast. I'm getting chills. This is so freaking cool. Shout out to Wyoming Bronco. And I mean, another cool thing is he didn't want his name to be revealed, just the Wyoming Bronco thing. So he wanted to remain anonymous. So shout out to you, Wyoming Bronco. This is so cool.
Amazing gift, amazing cause, and just another feather in the cap of this community, which is so special and has been, grown over the course of, 10 years now, and never ceases to amaze me.
Yep, exactly. And actually, I just want to read something that he DM'd me specifically. He said, I'll tell you what I wanted to do it. First off, great cause, something I'm passionate about. Second, This season, I've been watching everything. So you guys and all your passion for the Broncos matches mine. It's fun and wanted to show my appreciation. And that's exactly what we're here for. I mean, our slogan is it's more fun to be a fan here, and that's exactly what we want. We want this to be a fun space for fans on game day, throughout the week, in the off season, during the season, during playoff runs, all the time.
Yeah, and maybe Wyoming Bronco could start a little trend here. Broncos, best fourth quarter team in the NFL. Oof. Maybe we can all start pledging, a dollar amount that works for us.
Right.
For every Broncos fourth quarter point each week. Obviously, Big Brothers, Big Sisters is a cause that's near and dear to us. But maybe everyone just picks, we do a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Charity.
Yeah, like the thing that Alex Singleton does. Speaking of inside linebackers, like the tackle.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. What is that called?
Tackles for inclusion?
Sure.
But But what's that idea called?
I don't know. I'm blanking on it, but it's still so cool. Real quick, speaking of our community, it reminded me I wanted to tell you guys my story of how I watched the game on Sunday.
Yes.
Because it was pretty special. So, weirdly hard to find a place to watch NFL games.
Nobody
in
cares
London.
out there.
People do. That's the thing. That's what I came to learn is a lot of people care. But business owners just haven't figured it out yet. And there's one, I think, catch to it, which is you have to have a special license to stay open late enough to show these games, which probably costs a lot of money. So
I know one bar that does.
Or doesn't, and just goes for it.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm calling around on Sunday trying to find where I can watch the Broncos game. So I finally get a hold of Passyunk Avenue, which is a place we went for one of the games before. And I'm like, hey, well, you guys have the Broncos game on. It'll be after the Eagles game. It's a big Eagles bar. And they're like, yeah, of course. So I'm like, okay, we're set. So I tweet out, we're going there. Broncos Europe says we should go there. End up going there, meeting up with my guy, James, who I posted about. He's the one who sealed my fandom of Leeds United. Another great listener of ours, Logan, who just moved out there recently. So we're watching the game. It's not going well. And at around 8 minutes left in the second quarter, they're like, all right, last call for drinks. And I'm like, wait. What happens after last call for drinks? Are you guys going to make us leave? They're like, well, yeah, we close at 11. So the game started at 9 o'clock.
Oh, no.
So we're like, all right, halftime, we got to make a move to somewhere else. We're like, all right, other people had told me go to the Hippodrome Casino. So that's like
Casino
over
sounds like a good shot.
In Leicester Square. So we take like a 15-minute Uber, takes all of halftime and then some.
Yep.
Get up to it. And I had gone through all of London only using my digital ID. Hippodrome Casino does not accept digital IDs. So we can't get in there. I'm like ready to give up. Allie didn't have hers either. So I was like telling Logan and James, like, you guys can just go in, like, watch the game. Don't suffer with us. Like, I'll just figure out how to watch it on my phone out here on the street. And they're like, no, let's try one more. So then we go to the place called the Empire Casino. They accept the digital IDs. We get in. The place is absolutely packed with people watching NFL. So, like, clearly there's an appetite for it. Like, I would say probably over 100 people in, like, the bar area watching the NFL. We met, like, 3-4 other Broncos fans. And so finally, once we got settled down there, the Broncos eventually started their comeback. Yep. Shout out to Logan, because he and I were the only ones probably in the whole bar that always believed. And that was just so cool. I was telling those guys after it, like, I was so glad they came and met up with us, because we'll all, like, that game will be remembered forever. Yeah, we'll always remember we were in some random ass casino in London watching that game, the four of us.
Well, I think it'll always be remembered for every Broncos fan, but even more so when you have that story to go along with it. And Ryan, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Pat Surtain didn't lie. He lost hope in the game. I completely lost. In fact, once the tipped pass to the Giants scored, I think I tweeted like 26-8. That's likely ball game. And so I am very impressed that you were able to maintain the faith. Obviously, guys, I was in the stadium. 40% of the stadium left.
Yeah,
with 10 minutes left,
and they should all be ashamed of themselves.
They should. Yes, if that's you,
deeply ashamed of themselves.
You deserve what you got.
Yes,
you made your decision, and you got what you deserved.
Or as Akib said, you were all the bad energy that we needed out of the stadium.
Right. That probably was it. If they had stayed with their negativity, it might not have happened.
Yeah, I don't believe in leaving games early. So
No.
that one I have no sympathy or tolerance for.
Yeah. We had Jake on the watch along. You could imagine he had stopped believing.
Yeah.
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 I was still believing.
I don't blame anyone for not believing in the game. You're getting absolutely crushed there. And after the Broncos got that incredible Troy Franklin tip ball for a touchdown, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe there's life now. And then right after they get the tip pass, and it's like, all of the magic that it seemed like the Broncos got with that tip pass touchdown just completely was neutralized by that one.
I will say that was the lowest.
That was
my
the
belief
lowest.
ever was. Like,
Yeah.
That's when I started to think, okay, maybe it just isn't their day.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Because when I rewatched the game, it was a fluky lead for the Giants. Like defensively, I thought they did a good job, but offensively, it was like all of their touchdowns were penalty aided or some wonky play got them a chunk. Like it was fluky that they were there in the first place. And then that happened, and it was like, okay, it's just going to be a fluke day, like one of those games where it just doesn't come together. But that's why you always believe.
I mean, shout out to you guys. That is very impressive. And especially now that you have Bo Nix, John Elway, the comeback kid, always around. You can't ever tune out. And I bet if the Broncos are down, less than 40% of the stadium will be leaving in the fourth quarter now because they just know that he's got that magic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mile High Magic. It's a real
we had
thing.
the Eagles 2 weeks ago.
I know.
People forget so quickly.
Different
they really
though.
do.
Yeah. I mean, it was what? They were down 14? What?
15.
15?
18-3.
But still, I mean, we learned our lesson
Against
there.
a better team, probably.
Right.
On the road.
Probably. Maybe not.
Well, that was Alex
We'll
Singleton's.
find out this week.
That was Alex Singleton's former team, guys. Obviously, if Dre Greenlaw isn't in the lineup this week, you just obviously keep rolling with Justin and Alex. But if Dre Greenlaw is back this week, next week, whenever it is, we know he'll probably still be on a snap count, especially if it was such a hard 20 play snap count that he's not playing in the second half at all. You would imagine they're still working him back. But what should the Broncos do once all three of these guys are able to play an entire game? Because I think Alex Singleton gets way too much hate from this fan base. Way too much hate. He's an incredible tackler. He's really good in the run game. There are some stats that say he struggles against the pass. If you're putting him in obvious pass situations, I think that's more on coaching. I mean, you know where he's good. And just like every player on the defense, like Pat Surtain might be the only one that you say like, okay, he can do everything. You don't really have to worry about game planning around him right now. But that play that Justin Strnad, the game-changing play that was by far the most important play of the game, he was likely the one that caused it.
Yeah, him and Nick.
And how it was incredible. If you don't know what we're talking about, this has gone pretty viral over the past 24 hours or so. Scadaboo is supposed to be blocking him, and he just trucks him. The guy that
Freight train.
The guy that isn't supposed to be trucked in the NFL, that no one will acknowledge. All he does is truck, apparently, got absolutely destroyed by Alex. You're right, Nick's coming off the edge, so it forces Jackson Dart to step up in an awkward way and throw the ball right away. And that's why Jackson Dart threw a really poor decision, is because he was freaked out at the pressure.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great play by Alex and a great play by Justin. I think that there's a middle ground to everything. Like the fans think Alex is worse than he is. Alex is a starting NFL linebacker for sure. And so like saying that anyone would be better, bench him for anything is way over the line. But he also has limitations. And I think the combination of Alex Singleton, Justin Strnad, and Dre Greenlaw, if used properly, can together make one really great two linebacker combination. And so it's just up to the coaches to figure out how to do it. Because I heard Henry talking about it on the post-game show of like, hey, look, I think the Broncos have three good linebackers. I'm probably in the minority here. But I think that the Broncos have three linebackers that can all do certain things really well. And it's going to be a challenge for Vance Joseph to figure it out. But I think you can rotate and continue to put these guys in positions to succeed when you have 3 starting caliber linebackers.
And here's also one more thing. Someone in the Twitter chat pointed out, Alex Singleton has a green dot, meaning he is the quarterback of the defense. He's making calls, and when you have that green dot, there's so much more that you do that does not show up on a stat sheet, and fans don't see that, and I understand why, but it needs to be put out there. And then some other people are saying, well, Justin and Dre play the same spot, and so that's why you will see them rotated more often with each other than Alex. So you will see number 49 on the field, probably more than anyone else. I think he's played 100% of the defensive snaps this year right now, and that's not by coincidence at all. So I think that the rotation, when Dre's still on the snap count, is going to be between Justin and Dre. But then once they're all 3 ready to go, Ryan, I completely agree with you. I think there is a great rotation. Vance just needs to figure it out and what it is, because I think all 3 of these guys should play. Justin, he's technically getting benched in this past game, and he comes up with the game-changing play. Just incredible.
Yeah, and I'll keep saying, Alex Singleton is a good cover linebacker. He is a good cover linebacker, and people get all upset about that, but when you go back and watch, again, the ball up the seam that goes for a touchdown, that's on Ufunga. Like, Ufunga's the guy in that deep middle. That's why Alex isn't running with him. There's the third and 14 completion on the crossing routes. Alex takes the first couple steps. Jade takes the first couple steps the other way, and then they trade him off, except for the rookie doesn't know that you're trading off the receivers. And so then the rookie is 3 steps behind the receiver, and the guy's off and running. Like, you go through all of these, most of the plays that you look at and say, oh, Alex struggled in coverage there, it's not his responsibility. He's just also over there because he's the hustle guy who gets into the right spots, who reads where it's going. And that's why when you look at the nearest defender stats, they don't look good, because you see things like, oh, he was the nearest on this. Well, that's because this guy wasn't where he was supposed to be, and he's wide open. I'm not saying he's like great or an eraser. Like, we saw the wheel route to Jonathan Taylor. Or again, I think you look at that one, it looks like that was Pat. You're supposed to trade those responsibilities, and he takes him off the sideline. But even that, regardless, no linebacker is covering that. Like, and so there's some of those where you say, like, yeah, I guess, can he line up and stop Tyler Warren? No, he can't.
Right.
Nobody can. Nobody can. And
right.
so when you go through and look at, like, actually what his responsibility is, it's a lot better.
Also, Vance, after that game, Vance took responsibility for that swing route to Jonathan Taylor, saying that he put Alex, he didn't say specifically Alex, but he put the inside linebackers in a very bad position with that play call. And as you see, he gets really clogged up in the middle there. And so Vance took that on him.
And he's on the other side.
Just a good play call.
Yeah.
Right.
You're expecting man. You see the responsibility is most likely the linebacker against Jonathan Taylor. You hit a wheel route, which is an incredibly difficult throw to hit oftentimes.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, exactly.
And then Justin Sternad, like, he makes the game-sealing pick, or not sealing, sets up the game-winning scenario with that interception. That's not, like, his best play of the game. You know, like, that's one that kind of fell in his lap, right place, right time. It's all the other stuff from that game that makes him the Broncos' best defender on Sunday. And, like, people got mad yesterday when I said, like, I don't know that there's that much drop-off when you go from Dre Greenlaw to Justin Sternad against the Cowboys. But when we watched the game last week, what we see is Justin Sternad was the best player on the Broncos defense. And so, like, if that means he's out there again this week, I'm not going to be upset about it.
Yeah, I think that's a crazy take. I think I still think Dre Greenlaw is a big upgrade having on the team, but then again, rotating correctly. You felt Dre Greenlaw's presence in the first in those first
what
couple
if that's
seasons.
the reason though that Justin played all of the second half? Because he was just playing so well.
Right. Because, like, Greenlaw was making those tackles, but Sternad was the guy getting in the backfield and disrupting stuff. Like, that's why I still go through and say, in the run game, the guy who had the better game was Sternad. And that Greenlaw also had a good game. And, like, this week it could flip. Who knows? But that's why Sternad Singleton, I still really like that pairing. You gave up 3.7 yards per carry on 32 carries this week. Like, your linebackers were awesome.
And Dre was part of it.
Also, there's literally, to the comment here, no case you can make that I'm wrong when you missed one of the best comebacks in Broncos history.
Yeah.
No case.
One guy's right. Yeah.
Since we're talking Broncos, I want to give a shout out to all of the athletes, weekend warriors, and anyone who loves to move. That's our friends over at Common Spirit. Mountain Region is home to incredible sports medicine programs, including their new sports center, Common Spirit Health in Parker. And you might be thinking, like, Common Spirit, that sounds familiar. Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. Now we are with Common Spirit. This team of qualified and passionate providers specializes in the diagnosement, treatment, and prevention of sports-related injuries for all athletes, including the Denver Broncos. Their experts understand their unique demands that your body faces, so you'll get personalized treatment plans combining things like physical therapy, injury prevention strategies, and strength training. So if you want to check them out, go to mountain.commonspirit.org. Don't let an injury keep you on the bench. And even better, be proactive about your health. So for more information, go to mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos.
And shout out to Shady Rays. Now, RK, back in Colorado where you need Shady Rays.
Yes.
Because in Europe, Northern Europe, our little part of Europe where we always go, no need. There was that one day on the boat where I thought, this would have been nice to have my Shady Rays. The rest of the time there, it's just gray and it's cloudy. They just don't really have the sun. But here in Colorado, you need them all year long. Even in the winter, it's almost worse in the winter because you have the glare off the snow, so everything gets doubled. This is Sunglasses Central, and Shady Rays is the best spot. They're good looking, polarized, durable. They're pretty inexpensive, especially considering how nice they are. If you lose them or break them, even on the first day, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. There's no guilt trip. They just give you the replacement. So whatever you're doing here, hikes, concerts, boat, whatever, they've got your back. And we've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com. Use the code DNVR for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
And I mean, here you go from Zeb right here in the Twitter chat. Says, Shady Rays literally saved my life. Unbelievable product.
We got to hear the story.
I was going to
that.
say, if you actually mean literally saved your life, we got to know.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
We got to know. So shout out to Zeb, shout out to Shady Ray, shout out to our presenting sponsor, Bet365.
I can't let this fans leaving early thing go. It's really bothering me.
No.
What new plans came about? Like, you were always planning to go to the game.
Right.
You had probably blocked off 4 to 6 hours.
Right.
What new thing came up that you had to leave for?
Right. It's like, I need another hour on my couch.
I don't get it.
I don't get it
We
either.
get, 8 of these a year, 9 if we're lucky. That's just what you're doing on Sunday. And like the traffic and all that is just part of it. Just, if you go into the game, you signed up for it. And I said this on the show with Akib, like when you're in the stadium, you have a responsibility to do everything you can to help the team win.
Fair. Yeah.
If Bo Nix had just walked off the field after that tipped touchdown, what would you be saying about him?
It's a quitter.
Everyone has their part.
Yep.
You quit on your part.
Wow.
Yep. And they were better without you.
And yes, as Akib said, thank you, because you got the bad juju out of the building.
But we still want you back. We still want Mile High.
There are plenty of replacements.
Lesson learned. Hey, look, I'm a forgive and forget guy.
Yep.
You learned your lesson. Just don't let it happen again.
Fair. And now two times in the past 3 weeks, we have incredible comebacks. Now you can't. You can't quit on this team early.
I have another take too.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I'm so
Roll.
sick of them trying to make the games shorter.
Me too.
God,
oh
it
my
drives me
God.
crazy.
It's
In what way?
awful.
What do you mean?
Like the whole when you go out of bounds, the clock doesn't stop anymore thing. It is a tragedy. We spend all week, we get one game a week.
Right.
Spend all week looking forward to it. And then I'm sitting there and I feel like I've sat down and just had a beer and it's halftime. And I'm like, what the hell?
This is stupid.
Why is it going so fast?
Right.
Stop trying to make the games faster. Make the games longer, actually.
I love the college games are 4 hours.
And they're trying to speed those up too. I hate it.
Well, and we obviously know the reason.
12-minute halftime is crazy as well.
Oh, it's the worst. I completely agree with that. We know the reason though. It's all about money. And it's all about keeping viewers, and the shorter games are, the more viewers you keep,
Right.
the more you sell for
how
ads.
they
So, I
fix
mean,
baseball.
that's why. Unfortunately,
But now you go to a-
it did help with baseball though.
Right,
Like
they-
that was one that actually needed to be sped up a little
But
bit.
I love going to the I don't want to go to a game just for it to be over 2 hours and 12 minutes later. I want to go and sit there. It goes so fast that you don't even have time. If you decide I want a hot dog, you go get the hot dog. They fly through things so fast, you
Yes.
miss an entire inning.
Yes.
Which is why I no longer eat at baseball games. I get there, I sit down, and I don't stand up till it's over because you blink and there's a half inning gone.
It's crazy. I went to Leeds at Burnley on Saturday. Terrible result for Leeds. But like,
Does that mean loss?
Yes.
Shoot.
To a really bad team.
Ah.
I'm like traveling across England to get to this game, sit down, and like less than 2 hours later, the game is over. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I just spent my whole day around this thing that I felt like ended in the blink of an eye, like in less time than a movie.
Right.
I agree.
Maybe double headers are the answer.
Make the game longer. Screw the brain rot people who can't focus on something for 4 hours.
Right. We don't want you anyway, except for as a listener.
Well, we're only an hour, so it should be great.
Right. Exactly.
Shout out to everyone that's tuning in with us, because these are the real OGs, the real diehards, exactly who we cater to. We appreciate every single one of you. Guys, we were going to talk about Sean Payton's play calling, but we've just had too good of a conversation. Maybe we save that for tomorrow?
I have a lot of takes on that too.
Well, then that's exactly why we need to save it tomorrow. Then if you have a lot of takes on that one, we'll talk about Dre Greenlaw's appeal tomorrow, whether we know the answer to that. We'll really dive in to the play calling, because let's take a look around the league right now, where the Broncos are. And I still can't believe that everyone, and myself very much included, after the Broncos lost to the Chargers, just everyone, local, national, was just like, yep, okay. The divisions for the Chargers, and let's just see if the Broncos can get a winning record and make the playoffs. Now, we were all confident that the Broncos could still make the playoffs and turn things around in that way, but in literally the blink of an eye, the Broncos aren't just the number one seed in the AFC West at 5-2. Guys, they're one of the best teams in the AFC right now. 5-2 record. That still hasn't sunk into me yet.
It's crazy. It's also crazy. Like, I'm old enough to remember when the Chargers had a 2-game lead on the division.
Yeah. And then they played those Giants.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't handle the Giants.
Yeah.
Pesky Giants.
The Commanders. They did sneak out that win against the Dolphins, though, so good on them.
That was big. This is wild, because it has not come together for the Broncos yet. They have a massive penalty problem. The offense is sputtering. The defense has not played up to their standards. And they're 5-2 and in first place in the division.
Oh, and everyone hates the coaching.
Yes, and yeah, exactly. They're 5-2, and they honestly should be 7-0.
2 last-second field goals away from 7-0.
They certainly had their chance.
Yeah, they had a chance to be 7-0. Now you could say they should have lost that one,
Right.
but I mean, at the very least, they really should be 6-1, because the Colts one was the most fluky. The Chargers, okay, like they went down and they scored.
Yeah.
But the Colts one was really fluky. So they should be 6-1. And this team is honestly littered with issues. But that is a wonderful place to be, because you have an opportunity to iron out these issues and your back is not up against the wall.
It's an incredible place to be. And the Broncos did the one thing that we had to see them do in order to be a contender, and a true Super Bowl contender, like Sean Payton thought. And that was flip close games, because right after the Chargers game, the Broncos were like 2-9 since the start of the Bo Nix, Sean Payton era in 1-score games. That is not a Super Bowl contending team right there. And that was the most frustrating thing, was they had not overcome that. Well, now they've overcome it 3 straight games to flip their record from 2-2 to now 5-2, or actually, no, 1-2 to now 5-2, 4-game win streak. They're the hottest team in the NFL, and they have that gene with them now. They have that clutch gene. I've completely forgot about that 2-9 start, because they have now won 3 of their past 4 games in 1-score games, in games where it definitely could have flipped the other way. The Eagles could have definitely won that game. The Jets, somehow, some way, they could have kicked a 60-yard field goal and beat the Broncos right there. And then, of course, we know what happened this past game, and the Broncos have overcome it, and that is the most encouraging thing. And there's so many encouraging things about this, but just the way it's looked, I think Broncos country has already flipped into that Super Bowl contending mode right now, because we've been so focused on the negative of what's happened instead of the positive of the comeback, which we focus on the positive a lot. But that shows you that the ceiling for this team is so high, when you're like, okay, well, 5-2, but there's still so much to improve on. And that's what the fans are demanding, and that's kind of where the fans stand right now.
Yeah, they put themselves in a good situation, and that's the part that's undeniable. But, I mean, like Dre kept saying on the postgame show, like, there's anything you believe about the Broncos, I can't tell you you're wrong. If you want to say they can win a Super Bowl, sure, why not? If you want to tell me they're one of the they're going to finish with one of the 10 worst records in the final 10 games or whatever. Can't tell you you're wrong because they just keep shooting themselves in the foot. And if you don't fix that, it's not sustainable. And so it is all right there for them. It's nice that when things have gone wrong for them, it's rarely been because they've been outplayed. Like they struggled to stop Jonathan Taylor. That's kind of the one thing you point to and say they couldn't do that. Everything else, when something has gone wrong, it's just because they decided they weren't going to play good football at the time. Whether it's the penalties, whether it's they just refused to block on all the screens, whatever it may be. And I think that's probably the biggest reason for hope is that you still haven't been outplayed except for by Jonathan Taylor and that Colts offense that, nobody can really stop them at this point.
And you went blow for blow with them in that game.
True.
Offensively.
Right.
You did, and they're 6-1. They're the only team in the entire NFL that has a better record than the Broncos. Broncos have the second best record, tied with a lot of teams, but the second best record in the entire NFL.
Could be us. We just
100%.
Right.
100%. And knew the rules, and also, the shooting yourself in the foot. The biggest thing is the penalties. And guys, this has to be corrected. And it makes no sense to me because I think the Broncos are a smart team. I think they're well coached, and those two things typically would say the exact opposite of what's happened right now. Parker Gabriel had this stat. In the past decade, before the past 3 weeks, the Broncos had 4 games of 121 penalty yards or more. They've had 2 of those in the past 3 weeks. They are, in the past 6 games, they're at negative 44 yards per game in penalties. It's inexcusable. It is blamed on, I'm blaming it on everyone, from the coaches to the players. There are going to be penalties in a game. You're going to have a holding here or there, and it's going to be frustrating. But you have 3 of those for 28 yards. You have 5 of those for 34 yards. You do not have 127-yard games. That is inexcusable.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's Raiders shit.
Yes.
Is what it looks like to me. I can't handle it, but I also can't help but think about Benny's conspiracy. Especially as they're calling that PI on Riley Moss on the 2-yard line. I can't help but think about Benny's conspiracy that the refs have it out for Sean Payton, and it's always going to be there biting the Broncos in the ass. And I don't know. It's not like the Broncos are out there getting crazy unsportsmanlikes and all this stuff.
It's not like their head coach is running onto the field and getting a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Which I support.
That was wild.
It was actually a good thing. Got the Giants closer to the end zone. They were inches away from scoring. They needed to score to give the Broncos time back.
Yes, but I also think they were considering picking that flag up until Sean ran out there and they're like, you know what? I hate this guy. Keep it.
Yeah. I'm usually pretty good at clamping down the conspiracy part of my brain, but the NFL hating the Broncos conspiracy.
It's really just Sean Payton.
The NFL loves the Broncos.
But the effect being they're not helping the Broncos. That whole conspiracy, I still got clamped down, but when you watch through the right lens, boy, can you see it.
And I can't go there. Because that would ruin. It wouldn't ruin, but it would really dampen the sport for me. So I'm not even gonna.
It doesn't exactly have to be an outward conspiracy as much as a lack of benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
But this is the one thing. If the NFL was conspiring to stop one team, that is the one thing that could kill the league. There's nothing that stops the NFL from growing. That is the one thing that can do it. It's what happened to wrestling. When people found out that professional wrestling was fake, it's still big.
There was a time where people didn't know that.
Yeah.
They're still making a lot of money, by the way, on that.
But no, it's just then all of a sudden, there goes any bettors. There goes your faith is. That's the one thing that could kill it.
But again, it doesn't have to be a memo that's sent as much as it is just screw this guy.
Yeah.
All right, we got Fran to get to in just a second, but before that, I got to tell you about our friends over at Toyota. So, my wife this weekend, we were just taking a walk or something, and out of nowhere, she goes, I think my new favorite car is the Land Cruiser. And I was like, the Toyota Land Cruiser? She's like, yeah. And I was just so caught off guard because it came out of nowhere. And I'm like, that's actually what I've been saying for months on our show now, is that is my favorite car. And we didn't just say
watch?
we did. Yeah.
Dang. This is when I found out wrestling wasn't real.
She actually watches the beginning of our shows. And then I think 48 minutes in is when she may be done now. So, but if you are, let me know. But I just could not believe it. And she's like, yeah, it is like the perfect car because it's a Toyota. So you know it's going to be, it's going to run well. But then it also just looks incredible and looks like a luxury car. And I was like, damn, so proud of you. We're so aligned. So, I mean, I think if it's both of our favorite cars, that's our next car, whether it be this year or next year. And if you want to get the perfect Land Cruiser or any Toyota car, visit your local Front Range Toyota store at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota, Boulder in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
Also, crispy chicken is back at Taco Bell, and this time they're bringing the heat. I'm of the belief that chicken might be the top food.
That's a great take.
Yeah, honestly, it's probably between chicken and beans. And if you want to go to Taco Bell, chicken and beans everywhere, especially now with the crispy chicken.
You bring up great points.
Premium all white meat marinated chicken that's seasoned with bold Mexican spices. Not too bold though for those of us, and tossed in a crunchy tortilla chip coating, making it the most unique crispy chicken out there. You can get these chicken strips in a taco, a burrito, a la carte with Taco Bell signature dipping sauces. So for a limited time, Taco Bell is partnering with Frank's Red Hot and bringing you a red hot creamy buffalo sauce, which pairs perfectly in your taco burrito or for dipping. If you have a group, you can throw in a few Buffs boxes with 4 Taco Bell Classics, a player collectible cup for only $7 to satisfy your Taco Bell crave. It's the best deal in Colorado. They're also donating for every CU Buffs touchdown to the Golden Buffalo Scholarship Foundation. Live Moss at Taco Bell.
All right. And shout out to presenting sponsor Bet365. Use that code DNVR365. We've got a very exciting announcement. We've got not only our guy Fran Duffy on, but his diehard draft guide for 2026 is now live.
Real sicko stuff.
It is real sicko stuff. And Fran, you are the mastermind behind it, literally in our company. It's being said, holy cow, does this guide have a shit ton of great information in it. That's what I love to hear, Fran. Congratulations on getting this thing up.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's been, look, I've been watching these players since, the week after the 2025 NFL draft ended this spring. And so while this evaluation process is ongoing, that's the fun part about being able to share the guide now. Literally, I'm watching players right now. I'm finishing up a report on a corner from San Diego State. As soon as I finish the report, it's going in there. And so we'll have another player added on top of the stack. And so as I'm watching players over the course of the next several months, leading into late next April, you could join me on the journey and you could be along for every step of the process.
I love that. I love it so much.
Yeah. I will say I'm really happy because usually this time of year is when we start talking about the draft in Denver.
I was thinking.
But no, it's nice because it's an easy way to transition part of my brain over to draft season. Because when we look and say like, the center, maybe not playing all that great, Luke Wattenberg. It's kind of up and down. Maybe it's time to start looking at some centers. It's just an easy click to go see what's up there.
And maybe too, like if you're watching a game on Saturday, you're watching a college football game,
right.
You're like, who are the top players on this team? You go through, you just plug in Oregon, and all the Oregon players that are in the database show up, and you can check out the reports and all these guys.
I like that.
Thankfully, again, another thing that I'm glad I don't have to think about, but the quarterbacks, there was a big narrative out there during last year's quarterbacks class that this year's quarterbacks class would be a better one. I'm curious, as you have started to dive into that tape, what you think of that narrative in retrospect.
Yeah, it's always to me like the next year's class that's a theme that we hear all the time. I do think that the names that we talked about in the summer have certainly underwhelmed. I think that it's made it for a cloudier projection for a lot of these players. My number one player entering the year was Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, and an oblique injury has really hampered the way that he's been able to perform down there at LSU. Not to mention like losing 4 out of 5 starters along the offensive line, and their inability to run the ball consistently, like all that aside, the injury has taken some of the mustard off of his ability to drive the football, and the decision making in his second year as a starter has continued to be an issue at times. And so I think when you look at him like that's one example. But like Arch Manning hasn't lived up to expectation. There were some people that had Cade Klubnik from Clemson really, really high on lists. I was not one of them, but some people thought he was a first round, like top 5 type of pick. Certainly has not played to that level. And so while those guys have not met expectation, Other guys have ascended. Dante Moore from Oregon has played really, really well. I think when you look at Ty Simpson from Alabama, both these guys are first-year starters. And so it's, well, are they going to come out after just 1 year starting? I hope that they go back to school. But the quarterback position, certainly, it's a little bit cloudy as we sit here in late October.
So, Fran, as you look at these Broncos, and specifically you look at the draft, from an outside perspective, a player or a position that you would have the Broncos targeting in the first round this year, knowing that they're going to have pick 32?
Of course. I think to me, a couple positions that I think of right off the top of my head, and especially after studying the Broncos just a couple of weeks ago as they prepared to take on the Eagles, I think that the first two that popped in my head would be interior offensive line. You mentioned the center, Henry, and then I think linebacker as well. I think when you look at off-ball linebacker, that would be another position. And honestly, both positions are in pretty good shape here for this class. I think the off-ball linebacker position, I don't know how many of them are going to go in the first 31 picks. It seems like Ohio State's Arvell Reese is a lock to kind of go in that area, but there are a number of players that would really intrigue me to fit with what Vance Joseph does and what he asks those linebackers to do. So I would say that would be one position. And then at center as well, there are a number of players that really have me excited about potential, like solid starting centers. Like maybe, I don't know if they're going to go top 15, top 20, but feel really good like stamping a starting grade on this player. And so, if you're a Broncos fan and those are two positions that are front of mind, you feel pretty good going into the offseason, knowing that you've got that to fall back on.
Friend, really quick, how did Philadelphia like watching that Giants collapse this past week?
Yeah, well, it's especially nice considering the fact that they play the Giants again on Sunday. So while they saw them last week on Thursday night, it's one of those weird schedule quirks that the NFL has decided to do over the last few years, where they're going to play the same division opponent twice in a 3-week span. So they've got them again Sunday. So yeah, I'm sure we'll hear plenty about it here in the coming days.
Man, and I'm just so pumped for the draft guide being out. And I mean, you brought up a great point. I didn't even think about it, but when I'm watching ball on Saturdays, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm pull up the draft guide and see whatever team I'm watching and key in on certain guys. So, Fran, thank you for jumping on today. So pumped for the draft guide being out. Everyone, thednvr.com to get your draft guide. And, Fran, we'll be checking in with you throughout the season and definitely in the offseason to know who the Broncos are going to draft.
I appreciate it, guys. We'll be getting to that time of year soon enough.
I love it. Thanks, Fran.
So I have a new draft analysis that I'm adding this year. Obviously, you guys know that I highly evaluate names. On-field get up, something I evaluate. But everyone talks about RAS. This year, I'm adding something called IPS. Any guesses?
Yes.
It's close to
right.
Uncomfortable stomach.
I'll give you a hint. No one has ever scored higher in this than Cam Scadaboo.
Yeah.
Just like a...
it stands for Insane Psycho Score.
Right. Oh, I would never gotten Psycho.
Yeah.
Silent P.
Yeah, Silent P gets you.
Yep.
Wow.
Henry and I were both very high on Scadaboo.
Yep.
Because of his IPS, Insane Psycho Score. You need guys on football teams who are insane psychos.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be looking out for him because every year there's just a guy who's just like, this guy, he doesn't have any screws tight. And you just need that on your football team. So new evaluation metric coming from me this year.
I like that a lot.
Does Huff qualify for that?
I mean, he ticks on the meter. That's for sure.
He is on the meter.
I think Huff, Dre, Alex, I think those guys are all on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scadaboo was the rare 10.0.
I'm also working on a new draft theory. It's not totally worked out, but I think I'm out on Bama tackles, which is big news with Caden Proctor
Yeah,
coming
it's a
up.
mistake.
But you throw like Evan Neal in there. J.C. Latham hasn't been great
here's the
so
thing.
early.
If you do
before
that,
before that was Alex
you're going to
Leatherwood.
miss out on great players if you do that.
Like whom?
It's such
Can't be a
it's such a
helmet
mistake.
scout, Henry.
No, you can't.
You can't be a helmet scout.
But I
you
did want to Mekhi Buka.
You would
in
have
part
missed
because of the helmet.
You would have missed out on Derrick Henry because you would have said, the last time an Alabama running back went high, he ended up being a bust.
Who was that?
It was Eddie Lacy.
Eddie Lacy was kind of dope. Not worth the first round pick because of the shortness of his career.
Trent
but
Richardson.
He got him to Trent Richardson.
Number 3 overall pick.
There we go.
So you would have
But
said,
you also have Mark
no Derrick
Ingram
Henry.
in there. You have there's some positives.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes there is something to it, but it's usually in a smaller area. Like, I don't know how long Alabama's had the same offensive line coach, but if that's like a carryover, then maybe there's something that he's teaching them in college that isn't translating. Whereas like
It is new, though.
like Brian Hartline is the wide receivers coach at Ohio State,
Right.
and he just continues to produce incredible, like that you can count on.
Right.
But if it changes and they have a new wide receivers coach, then like I think that gets erased.
And every one of those Ohio State receivers, except Marvin Harrison, they're all Brian Hartline, but good athletes. Like that's honestly what it is.
The Broncos.
Like Jackson Smith and Jigba, like Emeka Egbuka, because like they're all the same guy, just better athletes than Brian.
Fantastic route runners.
Yeah.
The Broncos tried to make Garrett Bowles Caden Proctor this week, and it was so close.
Bo just
Oh,
floated.
Yeah.
Well, and also Bo had him right away.
I know.
Bowles
but
was
there's
open
two
right
guys
away.
there.
I think he still could have got him.
Yeah. I mean, just all he had to do was put some air under it.
The screenshot of Bowles being laid flat out, that was how the game was in the first 3 quarters. And that's how the game would have been remembered by if they didn't make the comeback.
Remind me to show you the tweet that I wanted to send after the game that Allie wouldn't let me.
Oh, yes, I look forward to that. We're going to finish this
We might
show
have to
over and
overrule her.
overtime, and we have a lot left, so make sure to stay tuned with us. Go to thednvr.com to finish out the show in overtime. And also hit us with a thumbs up. We really, really, really appreciate it. And guys, do you know what today is?
Yeah.
Taco Tuesday!
And the Avs play
And
tonight.
we tried some delicious
and X's
food.
and O's day.
And
And
X's
X's
and O's
not.
Day.
It's a big day. And
No
of course,
Lie Zone day.
Yeah, you got to
Right.
watch the No Lie Zone too. And you also got to check out Taco Bell because we had Taco Bell, and man, it hit the spot. Taco Tuesday on the DNVR Broncos podcast. Best day, guys. Open it up and take a bite because we're looking at crispy chicken taco, crispy chicken burrito, and of course, we got chicken strips and a little something fun mixed in here for Taco Tuesday. A little spice.
Look at the
oh,
old grill
Frank's,
marks there.
red hot. Let me know. Did you get Frank's? Did you get Frank's or classic? Frank's or classic?
I think that's
What are we looking
classic.
at? Classic? I think you know the Frank's right here. Let's see.
That was nice.
Zach's
Very
never
crispy.
eaten before. That's why he did it like that.
Frank's.
That's crispy.
I won by getting the Frank's.
I love that.
Taco Bell has everything.
Classic chicken strips?
You even got a little sauce.
Don't mind if I do.
Go enjoy Taco Tuesday over
Taco
at Taco Bell. Anything else before? Oh, and Taco Tuesday shout out to our friends over
Twice
at
today.
Taco Bell.
Hand up.
That one was on me. The first one wasn't. This
I think
one.
that's 2 flags on you today, you hear. And actually, speaking of flags, I actually saw someone in the Toyota chat about 5 minutes ago when we had Fran on. They say, what is the SC next to people's names in the Toyota chat? That's Supporters Club.
Yep.
And if you want to be part of Supporters Club, go to the homepage of our YouTube and you can become a Supporters Club member right there. It gets you some perks, including supporting us, but also cool perks like you get to be notified as an SC. We see it on here. You really stick out. You're more likely to have your comments pulled up on the screen just because it really jumps out. And then also, you get exclusive emojis that you can drop it here. And you hear, just hooked it up, where you can now drop a yellow flag in the Toyota chat. So let's see some flags drop. Let's throw some flags out for you here right now.
We need something that's flag worthy.
Well,
Somebody do something.
you want to set us
Zach
up?
will do it soon.
I
Okay.
probably will.
Also, we have a vlog coming out from the Sunday game where we did all the background stuff. So
Love
we have
it.
that coming out for members as
I
well.
love it. You know what? You know what we need to throw a flag on? That Mike Shanahan is not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Yes.
Today, though, it was announced that he is one of 12 finalists or 12 candidates in the coaching realm. So what happens is it goes from 12. Also, Dan Reeves, shout out to Dan Reeves. He is also in this. Mike Shanahan, Dan Reeves, among the 12 for the final coaching spot. Only one coach gets in every year. And we know last year, Mike Shanahan went down to the final 2. Not just in Denver, nationally, people thought Shanahan was going to beat out Holmgren.
Which, just like he did in Super Bowl 32.
You'd
Exactly.
think that would be notable.
And that did not happen. Holmgren got the nod, but then you know what happened? It went to the final vote. So one person is chosen to be voted on finally. He didn't get freaking voted in.
Yeah.
What are we doing
It's
here?
because he's not deserving.
Is it?
It's absurd.
That's what he is not deserving.
Mike Shanahan. Well, it just shows how
What
much
are you
of
saying?
Mike Holmgren does. Mike Holmgren's not a.
I
Hall
thought
of
you were
Fame-
saying Mike Shanahan.
No. It's just that Mike Holmgren's a clown who, like you said,
Yeah, there we go.
Like you said, Mike Shanahan beat him in a super by every metric except I guess win percentage. Holmgren gets him by a little bit because he didn't coach as long because he wasn't as good.
Okay.
But Shanahan beats him in the Super Bowl, so there's a head-to-head Super Bowl. He also has 2 Super Bowls to the 1. You also have the fact that there's a coaching tree. Name a member of the Mike Holmgren coaching tree.
Think Andy Reid?
I think that might just be vibes based, or you look at them based.
I thought that was his son.
Right, exactly. I think that would make a lot of sense.
I think
Maybe
it-
part of the.
think he
I can
actually is.
check. Maybe there is something there.
But
I see it though.
this is what. I was right.
No way.
Yep. Also,
That's
John
where he learned
Gruden.
it.
And John Gruden. Okay. My question is this, and I feel like this should always be the tiebreaker. And it doesn't answer doesn't always have to be yes or no, but it's, can you tell the story of the NFL without this person? I think you can kind of tell the story of the NFL without Mike Holmgren. I don't think you
Yeah.
can tell the story of the NFL without Mike Shanahan. Even if the answer is both yes. Okay, who appears in more chapters? Mike Shanahan.
Oh yes.
Yeah, way more important part. And I mean, back-to-back Super Bowls should be enough, and then everything else that you have. But guys, I'm sorry to report that this is not going to be his year again, because Bill Belichick is up for this for the first time, and so I don't.
Disgraced coach Bill Belichick?
Hey, exactly. Failed coach without Tom Brady.
Yes, literally nothing to show for without Tom Brady.
I agree.
Does the NFL actually hate Bill Belichick too?
The Hall of Fame committee probably doesn't.
No, they
Do we have time for me to send Yaya just 2 pictures real quick?
send them.
It's really important.
I will decide if they're important enough to bring up or not.
But yeah, unfortunately, I think after this year, though, it's going to be Mike Shanahan. And we're way past due.
Way past due.
But at least, so this will be 2027 going into the Hall of Fame. So, guys, I would plan on Broncos playing in that Hall of Fame game in
Oh,
2027.
what a curse.
Book your tickets.
Don't book your tickets.
Don't go.
Don't
You're,
go
you're
there.
the only one that's been to Canton, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, go to Canton. Like,
Really, though? I'm
if you-
truly asking.
if you like museums,
One museum?
I'm just saying, like, you have to enjoy the concept of a museum before you're going to enjoy
Oh, that is
the Hall of
Henry.
Fame.
That
So,
is
like,
He does
true.
enjoy museums.
you have to, like, want to walk around and read plaques and, like, things of that nature. I think I was too young when I went. I hadn't learned to appreciate museums because,
Wasn't this like 5 years ago?
I don't know. But like going to the Tower of London and then going to the Castle of Edinburgh, I like enjoyed that. I was reading shit.
Yeah.
You're a
Back
new man.
then, I like went to the Hall of Fame, walked through it. So this isn't about the Hall of Fame. It's about the Hall of Fame game, which is a mockery and a disgrace to the sport of football.
Good.
Okay.
I like that. Yep, we're getting some claps for that. You guys remember what happened right before the Broncos played in their most recent Hall of Fame? Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Look at the similarities.
Yeah, no, they're the same guy. Do you think Andy
That looks like AI.
Do you think Andy Reid would choose to look like that if he wasn't part of the tree?
I don't know.
Or is that like part of the bit?
He is the tree.
He is the tree.
Yeah, Andy Reid's the tree. Not
just a pair of trees.
Not Holmgren.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. What's
Can you
the next
believe
one?
that?
It looks like a mirror.
It's
It
unbelievable.
looks like they're about to kiss too.
Yeah, if anybody's bored, just Google Andy Reid, Mike Holmgren. You'll be having fun for
Could
a
you
half
imagine
hour.
two of those mustaches connecting at the same time?
I would never.
It's like they get stuck with each other.
That sounds like a weird AI video.
Really quick before you get out of here, you guys remember what happened
Wow.
before the Broncos played in their most recent Hall of Fame game?
Vic Fangio kidney stones.
Yes.
Oh, right.
That is exactly right. Before Vic Fangio coached his very first game in the NFL, although it was preseason, he's rushed to the hospital for kidney stones.
Yes. Also, Ryan Koenigsberg almost and may have fell asleep at a football game for the only time in his life.
Wow.
That is very, very understandable.
I fell asleep.
Like
at
I was
the-
sitting in the press box. They had no coffee in the press box. Should be a crime.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, oh my God, I just dozed off for a second. And then Brett Rippon, I want to say, threw a game-winning walk-off touchdown to Juwan Winfrey.
Yes, that is
Juwan
right.
Winfrey.
It was Juwan Winfrey getting in the end zone at the end of that game.
Yep.
Really quick, one since you brought up press box crimes, I've got a press box crime in Indianapolis. So sometimes they serve food. So wow, you want to get on mic? Anytime we saw like a sword in London, I said the exact same thing.
Right.
But
And there's swords everywhere.
Swords.
Indianapolis. So some press boxes to serve food before the game, during the game, and after the game, which is awesome. Some only do before and during the game and not after. Fine, whatever. We don't need to be fed 3 times. I get it. But they had a soda machine. They took the soda machine away, put it behind a locked cage so you could see it, but you couldn't get it. So it's like, okay, well, I guess we don't need soda all game after the game. So after the game, there's no food, no soda machine, and they had an entirely stocked fridge of water locked with chains. Like, it wasn't unintentional. They did that, and there's no drinking fountains anywhere in this building. And I didn't know this, so I didn't grab myself a water before, so I was just parched for like 5 hours after the game.
You'd be shocked how many press boxes do that.
That's wild.
The Rockies charge you for your food.
Yeah, that's true. Probably not for water, though.
They're scum.
Yeah.
I'm glad you've come around.
Oh my
All right,
goodness,
5
5
super
super chats. J Milzo says, just joined. Do you think if his appeal involves Sternad's defense, as in why he shoved Sternad like that, and him coming back to confront him, does he win?
I think it's a great case. If I was his lawyer, that's what I would say.
Yeah. It's not the case, though, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think he's winning his appeal.
I think so, too.
I think
the
he's going to show
priors-
up and play his 20 snaps, and it'll make no difference.
No, 30 snaps. Let's move it up. Let's
Cranking
move it
it
up.
up.
See, Fillmore72, our guy, says, great to see the band back together. Go DNVR. Loved seeing you and hanging out with you in London, my friend. Pure Lapine says, boys, it's called soft. Hashtag justice for 57. That was from the, next one from De Great Brows says the NFL refs are soft. Oh, Justin 57. Sorry, I just read that one. Was there one that I missed you here?
Yeah, there was.
Pure Lapine says, boys, it's called philanthropy. I love that.
I don't know what that means.
The donating.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
well, we
we
were
had-
talking. No, I was thinking more of like.
No, you were thinking, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The donate for every point or every
or like
tackle.
for every mile I run.
Yeah. There's a name.
Do you think
Fundraiser?
philanthropy always makes me think of Phil Anschutz?
Wow.
Because it starts with the Phil, and he always
does a
like
lot
he
of
built like
philanthropies.
hotels and stuff.
Got
You
a
should
lot of
donate
money.
to the Buffs.
Not hotels, hospitals. Sorry.
The Great Brow says, I stopped watching the game on TV just to watch it on my phone. Back to
Hank
TV
Anthony.
in the fourth quarter. Am I forgiven, RK?
No forgiveness necessary. You just changed it up to try and change the vibes.
And it worked.
Yes, just like how Benny Fowler left the stadium and saved the game.
Yeah, that incredible.
Now he did it for work purposes.
He did.
That's true. He
Not
was
because
forgiven.
he was giving up.
And he changed it up. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Obviously, a massive show. We didn't even get to all we want to talk about. So we're going to talk about Sean Payton's play calling and why he is right for not giving up play calling. We all agree with that. We're going to break it down, plus talk about where things stand with Dre Greenlaw and look ahead to Javonte Williams and the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see you tomorrow at noon.
We all silly like the mayor.